Hello, Curly. Hiya, Buck. How's your folks?
Oh, just fine, Ringo, except my grand...
Never has a Western looked as intense and haunting as Stagecoach. From legendary stuntman Yakima Canutt's death-defying stunts to the brutal filming conditions, the danger on screen was nothing compared to what the cast and crew endured behind the scenes. These are 20 weird facts about Stagecoach. And if you want more deep dives into the classic films that shaped Hollywood, subscribe to 90s Playback. Now let's get into it. Fact 1. No CGI, no safety harnesses, no second chances. Every action scene in Stagecoach was performed for real. Yakima Canutt's most famous stunt came during the climactic chase, when he leaped from a galloping horse onto the Stagecoach team. After being shot, he dropped beneath the moving horses, grabbed the coupling pole, and was dragged underneath as the coach thundered over him. Canutt later explained that the horses had to run at nearly 37 miles per hour. Any slower, and they would weave side to side, almost certainly killing him. He also warned that if his elbow stuck out, the axle would tear them off. John Ford reportedly said, "They better have the shot because we're not doing it again." Fact 2. The cast and crew spent weeks filming at an abandoned civilian conservation corps camp near Kayenta, Arizona, nearly 5,700 feet above sea level. Days brought relentless desert heat, while nights dropped below freezing. After 12 to 14-hour workdays, cast members slept on wooden cots under thin blankets. Claire Trevor later recalled surviving on canned food while coyotes howled outside, with no trailers or modern comforts, just a rough camp in the wilderness. Fact 3. The film relied on the infamous Running W, a rig that yanked a horse's front legs from under it while galloping. The result was spectacular on screen, but devastating for the animals, often causing broken legs, dislocated shoulders, and severe internal injuries. By the late 1930s, the American Humane Association was already campaigning to ban the technique. Stagecoach remains a reminder of how early Hollywood often valued spectacle over animal welfare. Fact 4. John Ford was once asked why the Apaches never simply shot the horses pulling the stagecoach. His answer became legendary, because that would have been the end of the movie. Ford admitted the chase wasn't about military realism. It was about suspense, fear, and keeping the audience on the edge of their seats. Fact 5. The actors portraying the Apache warriors were actually Navajo. Although the two nations have distinct cultures and histories, the filmmakers prioritized skilled horsemen over historical accuracy. For many Navajo families, however, the production provided valuable income during difficult economic times. Fact 6. Although Louis Gruenberg received screen credit as composer, his original score was never used. Ford replaced it with American folk songs, traditional Western tunes, and familiar melodies because he believed the music should feel like a natural extension of the landscape. Gruenberg kept the credit, even though audiences never heard his work. Fact 7. Dr. Boone's famous literary quotation isn't Shakespeare at all. It's actually a misquoted passage from Christopher Marlowe's Dr. Faustus. Boone changes key words from the original, revealing how years of drinking have clouded the once-educated doctor's memory. Fact 8. Stagecoach marked the film debut of Mickey Simpson. His role was tiny and uncredited, but it launched a career spanning more than 175 film and television appearances. John Ford noticed him during production and later cast him in several more films, including My Darling Clementine and The Quiet Man. Fact 9. Claire Trevor earned more than 4 times John Wayne's salary. She received roughly $15,000, while Wayne made about $3,700. At the time, Wayne was still an unproven actor, and many studio executives doubted Ford's decision to cast him. Trevor's heartfelt performance as Dallas helped elevate the film, with Ford later praising the honesty she brought to the role. Fact 10. John Ford wanted dramatic cloud formations over Monument Valley, but the skies stayed clear. According to production stories, respected Navajo elder Hosteen Cho performed a traditional ceremony and predicted the clouds would arrive the next day. To the crew's amazement, they did. Whether coincidence or something more, Ford captured exactly the skies he had hoped for, leaving a lasting impression on everyone who witnessed it. Fact 11. There wasn't even a proper road into Monument Valley when John Ford chose it. Reaching the location meant hauling cameras, costumes, supplies, and even drinking water across rough desert terrain. Many questioned why Ford didn't film closer to Hollywood, but the isolation gave him complete creative freedom. As film historian Joseph McBride noted, no executives were driving 3 hours into the desert just to interfere. Fact 12. Although the story takes place in New Mexico and Arizona, most of Stagecoach was filmed in Monument Valley on the Arizona-Utah border. The towering mesas don't resemble southern New Mexico, but Ford valued unforgettable scenery over geographic accuracy. After the film's success, Monument Valley became the definitive image of the American West. Fact 13. John Wayne wore his own cowboy hat instead of a studio costume piece. The familiar wide-brimmed hat helped him feel comfortable in front of the camera and became part of the screen image audiences would associate with him throughout his career. Fact 14. Before directing Citizen Kane, Orson Welles reportedly watched Stagecoach around 40 times. He called it a masterclass in visual storytelling and studied Ford's camera work, pacing, and composition while preparing one of cinema's greatest films. Fact 15. The cramped Stagecoach interior was created through remarkably clever filmmaking. Ford and cinematographer Burt Glennon relied on tight framing, close-ups, and carefully planned reverse shots to make every passenger feel distinct while emphasizing the growing tension inside the coach. Film students still study these scenes today. Fact 16. The childbirth sequence was filmed outdoors in the desert using natural light. Louise Platt had to perform while battling dust, heat, and unpredictable weather. Ford believed those harsh conditions would make the scene feel more authentic, reinforcing the isolation and resilience of frontier life. Fact 17. The river crossing used real horses in a real river. Instead of miniatures or studio tricks, Ford filmed the heavy Stagecoach battling the current with live animals and stunt performers. Every moment carried genuine risk, which is why the sequence still feels convincing decades later. Fact 18. Yakima Canutt performed far more than his famous Under the Stagecoach stunt. Playing several Apache riders, he carried out multiple dangerous falls, horseback transfers, and high-speed action scenes without doubles or special effects. His groundbreaking work established techniques that stunt coordinators still study today. Fact 19. The burned way station wasn't a miniature. The crew built full-size structures outdoors and actually set them on fire for the cameras. Unlike many productions of the era, Ford relied on real destruction instead of painted backdrops or scale models, giving the sequence its remarkable realism. Fact 20. The ending was originally planned as a daytime shoot, but Ford changed it to night. The decision wasn't just artistic, it also hid the fact that the production had reused sets and locations to stay within budget. The darkness concealed those shortcuts while giving the finale a more intimate and dramatic atmosphere. Stagecoach wasn't just another Western. It redefined the genre, launched John Wayne into superstardom, introduced Monument Valley to movie audiences, and set new standards for action filmmaking. Behind every unforgettable scene were dangerous stunts, brutal filming conditions, groundbreaking camera work, and risks that would never be allowed today. More than 80 years later, those hidden stories make Stagecoach every bit as thrilling behind the camera as it is on the screen.